Happy Saturday, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all come on in, come in. I'm just popping on for maybe 30, 40 minutes. I'm not really sure how long this is going to last, but I got a little something that, I need to put out here. So y'all come on in, hit that good like, share, and subscribe button for your girl. Make sure your notification bell is turned on so you know each and every time that I go live. Again, welcome. Thank you so much for popping in. And also, if you're catching this on the replay, welcome and thank you. Make sure you as well have your notification bell turned on. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll be right back, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Welcome. Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy Saturday, y'all. Is this thing working? Good morning. Hope everybody's having an amazing Saturday morning so far. Y'all get on up in here and let's just chat for a little taste. But again, welcome. Thank y'all so much for popping in. If you didn't hit that like, share, and subscribe button, make sure you hit that button for your girl. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel and also make sure your notification bell is turned on. I don't really know how long it takes for StreamYard YouTube to notify the people that someone is going live, but anyway, y'all, they've been doing a lot lately, the most. So child, all we can do is keep on going, and pray that they get themselves together. Good morning, Miss Faith. Beautiful, welcome. Thank you so much for always popping in. Greatly appreciate you. Hey, Miss Donna. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all over there in the bushes being spectators. Come on in. Hit that like button for me, please. Hit the like button. I see you over here. Just hit the like button. But like I said, it's probably be a little short live right here because today is Saturday, and I do have something that I need to do, but I don't know how long it's gonna take me. So I said, well, let me just pop on real quick here. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead on and get started with Mel, y'all. She did give out another inspirational word yesterday. I think it was Miss Carla that said that, but again, will the people take heed to what she's saying, child? That is the question. We the people can give out knowledge, inspirational words all the time, y'all, all the time. But it's up to the individual to, pay attention to what's being said and put out. So basically it goes back to, responding, running off of emotions and all of that stuff. Sometimes y'all, everything that hits the internet street, excuse me, it does not deserve a response, y'all. We got to learn how to ignore the ignorance. That part right there, just keep on moving because, as always, and like I always tell y'all, we the people cannot stop the people for saying whatever the people want to say and what the people want to do. So why get out there and rumble with them? Child, I told y'all the other day, I said, do y'all know like it seemed like to me, like the whole internet was coming for Mel. Can y'all imagine how wore out and tired she would have been if she would have entertained everybody that popped out? Child, I cannot. Mm-mm. So as for me, I don't pay that mess no mind, child. The people gonna do what the people gonna do, and the people gonna believe what the people want to believe. But stop trying to convince somebody. Don't do that. Mm-mm. And also, she did say, stop going into the lion's den, y'all. We gotta cut that out too, child. I cannot. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Miss Donna says good morning, y'all. Miss Cheryl says good morning, everyone. Seattle is here. Welcome, Seattle, as always. Miss Faith is cleaning the house and washing but listening. Thank you so much for that, Miss Faith. I got up early too. I was doing a little stuff. But I said, well, let me go ahead on and hop on up here. But again, it goes back to, it doesn't matter how much you scream to tell somebody that. It's got to be into the individual. Now, when somebody's talking about you and stuff like that, is it easy for you not to say anything? Child, that's a test right there all by itself. That's the hardest thing, especially for me. Child, but the more you do it, the easier it will become. You be like, okay, whatever. Another one, okay, whatever. Child, just don't entertain the people, child. Because when people do stuff like that, they want you to entertain. And once you respond to some negativity that the people have said against you, child, it can go on and 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 on. It could end up being a year or plus dealing with the same old mess. Y'all ain't got the energy for that. I don't have that. But anyway, moving forward, y'all. So y'all, it has been brought out, that we know that Porsha and Simon, child, they has got a divorce, child. Yep, it happened the other day. But child, I cannot understand. The people think that Porsha is going to Nigeria looking for these rich men. Child, I'm like, make it make sense. This is not adding up to me. Child, it is being said that, Simon has money, y'all. Simon has money. Simon don't have any businesses or anything like that up over here in the U.S. He does not. All of his businesses is over there in Nigeria or wherever his home base is, child. That's where Simon businesses is. Child, Portia done dropped the ball again, child. I said, Lord, Portia's making me think that, have God created a man that can satisfy her? Is there anybody out here that can satisfy Portia? And by the time she realized what she has done and all of that, it's probably really gonna hit her hard. But yeah, and they were saying that, I often ask, well, what was they getting a divorce for? But child, they said Simon didn't even know that that girl had filed for divorce. I said, "Dang." Child said Simon had it synced it on the internet just like the rest of the people, child. I said, ooh, we. So my question is, will Simon pay Portia the 40K per month? Child, that's a good question, child. That is an awesome question. Y'all remember when Portia got up talking about, she didn't know everything about Simon. Simon lied to her and all of this, child. It's also being said that, back in Simon's early 20s, he did like a petty financial scam. Um, and Portia was holding that up over his head and all of that stuff, like it was all brand new. It was a surprise to her and woot woot and all of that kind of stuff. Miss Faith says my question is how she going to get money? Is he go back and he don't have to pay her nothing? Child, that's what I had to come up here and hopefully I'm not really sure, y'all, if Portia listened to the YouTubers or whatever, but Portia, baby, good morning, Miss Sexy Diva. Hey, beautiful mama. Thank you for popping in. I greatly appreciate you so much. And happy Saturday to you. But, child, if Portia ain't realized and it ain't hit her not yet, Portia, come on up here to the front of the classroom, baby. I got to tell you something that have seemed to have went over your head. Child, I tell you what's the truth. Now, Portia, everybody in the world know Janet Jackson, Portia. We all know Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson married that man, child, and she had to stay married for 5 years, I think it was, and she get X amount of money. Portia, baby, bigger that house is that the people sitting claiming that house is, baby, you could have went on one end and he stayed on the other end, baby. You should have held in there for at least about 5, girl. You could have done that. Yeah, Janet Jackson held in, y'all. She got her money. Um, from being married to that guy for so many years, child. She got her money. She did them years in, and she jetted. That girl got her millions. I think it was 50 millions or something like that. Janet Jackson had got. But child, the girl got her money. She said deuces to the brother. She said deuces. I'm out of here. I'm not about to be doing this with you. Mm-mm. Now, see, when you go and you marry these men like that, child, I don't know what could happen in those lengths of time that you are married. Lots of stuff can happen. But yeah, that's what Janet did. But of course, you should have paid attention, baby. So Miss Faith and myself is asking the question: is Simon gonna pay that girl that money? Well, Simon is not obligated to pay her nothing, child. He's not from the U.S. He's over there in Nigeria. Is the people gonna go over there to Nigeria and say, "Hey, Mr. Simon, Gumbody, get yourself over here and Gumbody, because you have not paid that girl her 40K per month. Child, he ain't about to pay you. He ain't about to pay you, babe. No, shoot, you done effed around and you done found out again, child. But the people were saying that it was her and her mama, child, that turned the boy in. Y'all heard what I said. That dying on Portia and Diane. Child, Diane and Portia do the most. Y'all better go get y'all some jobs and quit waiting around here for these men thinking they about to take care of y'all, because that is not about to happen, child. Child, anyway, they saying that the house was a 7.9 million dollars, child, that Portia them has, that Simon purchased. I ain't Portia ain't did that. Um, Miss Cheryl Huff says maybe between the court, child. We're gonna have to see how this goes, child. But Simon said, I ain't about to pay her. I told y'all the other day, Simon is mad at this girl. He have seen that this girl is nothing but trifling, and she's running from man to man to man to man to man. But you had it all right there, child. Now, if you could stomach waking up every morning, I mean, you had it in the palm of your hand. Businesses is in Nigeria, child. They say he banking up over there. Portia ain't did her homework, y'all. Yeah, y'all. It said that the house she is in is 65,000 dollars a month, y'all. $65,000 a month, child. I cannot. The house when he got it was $6.9 million. I said, well, now the people trying to figure out. It's also said that Portia get paid $80,000 per episode. per episode. Hmm. Well, if you got a house that's you get 80,000, house 65,000 a month, child, $65,000 a month, child. I cannot with that right there. Ooh, child. Girl, long story short, y'all, that girl gonna have to end up selling this house because she ain't gonna be able to keep it. They saying the 65,000 is with the mortgage and the upkeep of the house and all of that kind of stuff, child. I said, it is not that serious out here in this world. It's okay to be yourself, child. Take your money and do what you can do. Take off and run, baby. You better go run somewhere, child. His face says he's going to appeal because he don't want to give her nothing. She better be careful. I guess these men will hurt. Child, they hurt you over $1. I don't know who told her to get out there and start doing that kind of craziness, but no, she didn't do her homework, y'all. And it's also said, the U.S. cannot enforce him to pay her this money, child. How they gonna enforce this man that's not a citizen of the United States of America to pay this girl, child? Child. They said she was listening to the other men over there that was already married, and she was thinking that they were gonna leave their wife for her because the men over there from Nigeria, child. Said that she had got a little had a little conversation with the men. Good morning, Miss Jacqueline. She says, hello everybody, joining late. You're well, that's okay, you're always on time. But thank you so much for popping in. But yeah, said Porsche will talk to the other men that's over there in Nigeria that which can lie and say that they do know Simon, which in all reality they probably did know Simon. But yeah, y'all, they were saying that the people was telling Porsche that Simon was a broke child. That's what the people say. I ain't say it, child. That's what the men over there was saying. Telling that girl right there. I said, Lord, she ain't got no sense. Child portion ran out here on the from here to Nigeria all the time trying to catch her man when you had it right there in the palm of your hand, girl. You just slow. You just as slow as you can be, Portia. For what? What you doing all of this for? Y'all don't think there's no man that's gonna make that girl happy but Simon about to already done told the people. He about to come out here, he gonna tell everything on you and your mama. Child, ain't gonna be nothing you can do to stop it. And none of that stuff right there, child. I don't blame Simon. You tried to use me. Girl, you tried to use me like that, child. They said she was the one that popped up in his inbox and all that stuff. I said, Child, Porsha. Mm. Now you done got that name over there in Nigeria. Cause see, Simon gonna be telling everything, child. And when they hear the word Porsha, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, that might be her. Y'all think that's her? Is that the one that was married to child? You done got out there. You better go find you another place to hit, child. Cause them men in Nigeria, they learning you Porsha, child. And the people in the U.S. Giving you a bad name, bad rep, child. Go take several seats and sit down. Child, what will you do with this house if Roa did not come back on anymore? How would you pay for this house? Child, they said that girl gonna have to sell this house, child. Simon told her to sell it, do whatever you want to do with it. He don't care because he's what? Out of here. Simon said, I'm not to be fooling with this girl no more. I ain't about to be playing with her because she ain't what? No good, no good, no good. But of course, y'all, we know that her and her mama, they don't want people to look at them in a certain type of situation, a certain type of way. So yeah, they trying to put it out there that Simon was this and Simon was that. But in all reality, people are really saying that Simon was a good guy. He ain't no looker for me, but I'm just saying they say he was a good guy. Good morning, Miss Maria. Hello, beautiful. She says, good morning, squad. It's a G thing. Join the live, catch the vibe. Tap the screen. It don't cost a thing. Subscribe, support $ G Strickland, and share. Join the squad for $2.99. Thank you so much for that, Miss Maria. Miss Jacqueline says Portia needs to just walk away with the divorce. Simon not done. Child, Simon ain't done no ways at all. Child, he got this interview coming out. Dang, I forgot that girl, that lady name. He's doing that interview with. What is the name? But yeah, Simon's got this interview coming out, child. He about to tell all, child. Portia, he about to drag you for filth. And once he get finished dragging you, baby, there ain't gonna be another man that gonna be wanting to deal with you because they gonna see that you all about trying to get $1 out of them. Girl. Oh, she ain't got no sense, y'all. Portia ain't got no sense. Um, Miss Cheryl says Simon loves USA. He won't come back. Let me see, he won't come back. He have to. paid her 40,000 a month, she can sell it, I guess, in 3 years. But Miss sure he's not a citizen of the U.S. How he don't have to pay her. They can put that on the paper. He ain't got to come back. Simon, somebody like Simon slides in and out whenever he get ready. How they gonna know he here? Child, I cannot. Miss Maria says house rules, no CC's names, initials only, use nickname for the strike. Happy use creative spelling for cursing. Over here we agree to disagree. Respectful discourse only. All is alleged. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, y'all. And also, y'all, please don't forget if y'all can become a member for $2.99. I greatly appreciate it so much. Miss Maria says Simon ain't hot. No room to talk with his lying, cheating, bo- bowling ball head ass. Child, Miss Maria just went in on Simon, child. Well, that much is true, but at the same time, Miss Maria, the key word is the 40K. Will Porsche get this 40K per month from Simon Child? It says that he has to give it to her, for 2 years. I guess that's how long they was married. Child, I said, Miss Cheryl says he said he want to talk to Trump. Child, what he about to talk to Trump for? He did say he wasn't mad at Trump. He said that. He said he's not mad, with the ICE thing. But it's being said that it was Portia and her mama that called the people on it. I have no idea, child. But I ain't about to put it past them because they say, Miss Diane, she always doing something, doing everything except for what she's supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Portia out there making a hot mess, just a hot mess all the way across the board. I said, Lord, them two right there. Like mother, like daughter, I guess that's what they saying, y'all. Mother like daughter. She learned it from her mama. Mm-hmm. Miss H. Davis says Simon got businesses accounts in the States. Well, Miss, they said that the only thing he had was the house in the States, child. I don't know. I'm not sure, but they said all of his businesses was in Nigeria. Miss Maria says that Faith, Miss Cheryl, Sexy Diva. Hey friends, how y'all been? Yes, Miss Jacqueline says, can Simon give authority over can Simon give authority over his property to handle his business in the US? I'm not really sure, Miss Jacqueline. Over to are you talking about to his team? Or who you talking about, Miss Jacqueline? Miss Maria says that Faith, absolutely not. Maria says, Miss Faith says, Maria got to the go to the corner. Yes, that Miss Faith, she came in on 10 then. She came in on 10. She ain't about to be playing with Simon this morning. She said, with his hot looking self, Miss Maria said, let somebody else do it. She don't care. She don't care, child. But yeah, they said that girl was excited. She was up there on the internet bragging about, she gonna be getting this 40K a month, child. So we just gonna have to wait that out and see, child. But if it's left up to Simon, child, I'm gonna go ahead and tell the good people. He said I'm not about to do it. She gonna have to get somebody else to do it. But that's a shame, Portia. Shame on you. Thought you wanted that man. They say you was friends with his wife, and you took you. Well, I ain't gonna say you can't take nobody, child. People gonna do what the people want to do. But yeah, but you should have stayed out of that. And as always, child, we get them how we lose them how we get them. That's just a known fact. And it is real. Ms. Maria says if Simon hadn't been fake flossing, and stunning, Portia wouldn't be in his pockets. Ooh. Mm. Well, Miss Maria. Mm. Well, they did say when they were just dating or whatever, he gave the girl 30K. So I don't know. He filing an appeal, Miss Page said. That's what I'm talking about right there, y'all. He's stalling this situation. He said, I'm not about to do that. I want to be one and done. I want her out of my life, out of my way, out of my system. I can't stand it. Y'all know why the men be getting so bitter and stuff, y'all. They just be bitter like a female. They be going in, putting out all the business, everything or anything that was ever shared in the union, child. They be telling everything. Miss Sadiva says, hello, Aunt Maria. Miss Jacqueline says, sorry, I meant to say turning authority over to his attorney to handle the house. I mean, we probably will. I would say he would if he said that's the only thing that he said he had over there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he did. I would not. It would not surprise me at all. Miss Maria says, plus, didn't Simon throw Fallon out on the curb to make room for Portia? This is no better for him. I don't feel no ways tired about what's happening to Simon. Child. I don't either. Portia and Simon's got a hot mess going on. Portia and Simon's gonna have to figure this out. But Portia, don't waste all your money trying to fight this mess. Just throw your hands up and let it go. It didn't work out. You didn't want to be married anymore. It is what it is. It happens every day, all the time. But can y'all imagine? Because they said that dude that Janet Jackson was married to said he was a little cray cray too, y'all. Child, I cannot. Mm. But she held it. She stayed. She stood. She stayed right there, child. Janet said, "I'm not about to go nowhere. Not right now. I'm not about to do this here. I'm about to stay here." Some kind of way, she just kept on praying, child. The girl said, "I'm stay here these 5 years, child." They said Janet was in there for 5 years and one day and said it to the deuces. I said, "Well, I would be done." Yeah, but I don't know what's gonna happen to with Portia in this situation. But baby, don't put your cheerleader outfit on, not yet. Wait and start seeing, wait till about like a year and a half. And if the checks keep coming and the checks keep hitting that bank account, then you got a lot to rejoice about. But baby, leave up out of that there house. Upkeep on a house by itself is something special. Can y'all imagine just the upkeep of the house? Then you got the light bill and some most of the time the separate water bills and child, all them bills just get to piling up, child. Like, ooh, you look around, you say, Lord, what just happened? Miss Maria says that Donna, hey friend, sorry I missed you in the group speech. Yes, thank you for that, Miss Maria. But yeah, it's a hot mess, y'all. And we just got to wait it out and see what's gonna happen here, child. I guess maybe she trying to prove a point to Fallon. Did Fallon get anything from Simon when she was married to him? And how long was Fallon? Was she married to him longer than 2 years? Portia got to get her mama to stay out of her business, y'all. When you got these mothers in your marital business and all of that kind of stuff, child, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Um, Portia is a she's half she's a nice looking young lady, but she ain't all of that. Baby, as you get older, child, you can't do the things that you used to do. So you're gonna have to just go somewhere and sit down and take several seats. It is what it is. But I hope she find her one that maybe will there be one that can make Portia happy, child? I don't know. Miss Jacqueline says Portia and Simon need to agree to sell the house and split the profit of the end. Child, yes, that part right there. But they said the person that actually owned the house before Simon bought that house said, he had a time trying to sell that house. So especially with things like it is now, the market and finances and trying to survive in this world, child, that might not be an easy task. It could be years before that house is actually sold. And in the meantime, you still got to make them good old payments, child. I would have quickness with the quickness said, Lord, Simon. I'm gonna let somebody else have it. I want somebody else to do this. If you want this house, you can have it. As for me, I cannot afford it. I'm gonna leave and go get me something smaller for myself. I really believe with these reality people, y'all, trying to have these big homes to show, if you got a nice, beautiful, let's say a condo or something like that, just beautiful, and it's laid out, child, I think, what's wrong with filming in that? There's nothing wrong with filming in something like that. Do it have to be all that extravagant and all of that all the time? Child, I would like a reality TV show to be, on the real. I want people to be able to live in what they can live in, show that, afford it, if it's nice and decent. What's the problem? Miss Jacqueline says Portia better stay out of Nigeria. Child, let keep on going over there. She gonna come up miss, gonna mess her right around and come up missing. The people gonna be saying, "Well, where is Portia at, child?" I cannot. And then you was married before Simon with the other dude. Didn't get nothing from him either, child. I said, Lord, what is going on with Portia, child? I don't know. She ain't paying. Child, she just out there shopping. All I know. Miss Maria says they could always use it as income property. You know those executive lease. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Miss Maria. But yeah, I don't know what this girl gonna do. How she gonna get herself about this child? But Simon didn't come to play with Portia. Mm-mm. She's gonna be three shaded hard because Portia don't want people in her business, and Portia don't want the people to know what's actually going on. So yes, Portia's gonna be real, real mad behind all of this right here. She about ready to that Simon get ready to tell. Y'all do know that it's like him and that girl, Michelle ATM or whatever her name is. Seem like she has a pretty good relationship with Simon. So, Portia don't want nobody to know nothing. And I get that too. If I was married to you, why you gotta be out here telling our business? Why you gotta be out here sharing everything that was shared with you? But of course, like Dennis, he's a mess. I just tell y'all, the men just like so bitter. They just like bitter females when they can't make that female be with them, or if they can't make that female do what they want them to do. They get real mad. Okay, okay. Bitch, I put this out here. I bet I embarrass you. I'ma tell this. I'ma tell that. Child, go ahead and tell whatever you want to tell. But God knows I wouldn't be caring. I sure would. I say, tell it, babe. But child, if you have shared anything with Simon, and you don't want him to pop out here and tell it, child, go ahead and tell it yourself. They always tell me it's best to spray your own teeth. Put your own business out there, child. If you think he about to tell something you don't want nobody to know, baby, we'll hit on tell it. And stop being in competition with that girl Shamia, child. Mm, 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 mm. Um, Mrs. Maria says, I will agree that Portia's first husband did her dirty. Ooh, child. She says Simon need to shut up because Portia could spill his biz as well. Two wrongs don't make a right, but Miss Maria, you absolutely right, child. But now let's just say hypothetically speaking that does happen. Um, it'll never end. They'll constantly be going back and forth with each other. Oh, you see what Simon said about Porsche online? Oh, he said this about her. It's gonna keep going and going and going and going. I mean, if you was in a situation with a dude like that and you want them out of your life, you want to get rid of them, you can't be going back and forth with them. Charlie, it ain't gonna never end. You find you be like, Lord, am I still arguing with him? I'm not about to keep arguing with him. Miss Sexy Diva says she talks with all them hating old ex-housewives husband, Peter Apollo, not Peter Apollo and something. Girl, I cannot. I cannot. Mm-mm. She says Simon mad cause he got ED. Please, little D. Ooh, child, when I see Miss Sexy Diva, if you was a man, would you want the women to be coming out there telling the business that itty bitty? I mean, I'll wait. I don't know if I would want the people to come out there and tell that about me, child. Mm-mm. Well, it sound like to me then, since you're gonna put that out there, Simon, go ahead, but get that girl that 40K so she don't be telling the people that you ain't working with a whole lot of stuff. Child. Just saying. I mean, that's what I would do. That's what I would do, Simon. Shut up. Go sit down. And it is what it is. But what y'all think about Portia? They're messing with the believing that the men telling her that Simon ain't had no money. I was like, I could never understand what they was really getting a divorce for. Was Simon cheating on Portia? Or was Portia the cheater? What happened? Miss Sensitive says, take that up with his mammy and that Harpo. Who his daddy? Who his pappy, Harpo? Harpo, what is this here? Miss Maria says, gee, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure Portia has some stuff she can tell that he don't want known. Absolutely, child. Mhm. Child, well, it's so. See, let me tell y'all this right here. I don't know how y'all be feeling, but this is how I feel about it today. Way back when, y'all, when you got married and stuff, and me all of this. But throughout my marriage, I realized that men gossip way more than women do. Child, I was like, what in the world? Child, you get a couple of men together, two, three, four, five of them, child, they worse than a bunch of women gossiping. I was like, my goodness, men really be acting like this? They do, y'all. They be gossiping, child, telling everything, child. Oh, yeah, you talking about the barber shop, child. They meet you at the gas station. They about to be popping off about something. Miss Jacqueline says Portia was on paper, but won't reap the benefits. Portia won on paper, but won't reap the won't I won't reap the benefits. Yes, Miss Marissa, child. Yes, go sit in a barber shop, child. Them jokers be on it, y'all. They be over there just gossiping worse than the women. When I really found that out, child, whenever I was married to mine, I wouldn't have never expected my ex-husband to be talking and all that. Because most people that would meet him would probably be like, oh, he's so quiet and he's not child, you better wake up. Talk all the time. Just be talking all the time. And they know how to hold on to the secret too, child. They don't have to come back home and tell you until you hear something pop off, and then you be like, "Hey, did you hear about John and Sarah down there getting a divorce?" Oh yeah, I been knew that. Child, that's old news. Well, how you know? Oh, they were talking about over there at the barber shop. Then I went over there to the gas station and saw Tim out there. Lord, Tim was asking me about it. Child, them jokers ain't child. You got a gossiping man, child. You might as well to be like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Shut up already, because I'm tired of you talking, child. I just cannot. But also, y'all, for the people that didn't know, get on over there to Facebook. Mel has a SAB fan page up over there on Facebook, y'all. Go on over there and um support her over there on the Facebook, y'all. I said, Mel is out here. Mel says she's getting it done. She's doing it, doing it, doing it, and doing it. But anyway, that's it, and that's all. I ain't got nothing else to say about Porsche and Simon because they make me sick, child. Uh, I hope it be a lesson for all of them people. I hope what Mel was saying once again to the people, stop rah-rahing when people say stuff about you. I hope people can take heed of that one day, maybe. And y'all know what I don't understand? The people getting back on the YouTube streets rah-rahing at each other. When we just heard Sunday night, people that was on YouTube, one person took two people out. It can easily happen to any of us. Why is you keep entertaining that kind of foolishness, child? I love myself some me. I can't not. Them people. For what? What is it gonna do? Is it gonna change anything? I'll wait. People ain't finna argue by themselves. They're not gonna argue by themselves. But all it takes for one person to come out and say something about you and you respond. They just want you to respond. If you don't respond to them people, they're gonna go somewhere and sit down. Because they're not about to argue with themselves. Let them talk. Child, I know Mel said she about tired of having to come out here and trying to get the people to understand that they don't process stuff well or something. I ain't gonna say nothing to them. And that thing, there goes the back and forth. Miss Maria says, we know the folk the message is for ain't gonna learn nothing. They think it'll never happen to them. That's it. They think it will never happen to them. Till they get caught up out there in it. Child, y'all know what? When y'all be on the YouTube streets and all that kind of stuff, child, it's done got so bad that so many people got these involved in lawsuits and all that kind of stuff going on. But when you really sit down, do you really think they family, they immediate family knows that they in this mess on YouTube? and got to come up with this money and pay this and pay that behind somebody you don't even know. Well, who is that? Child, it's just somebody I know on YouTube. Somebody you know on YouTube. How did this happen? Well, I don't know. They said this about me, and then I came back at them, and they got to saying it was the bullying on the YouTube and wah wah and all that. Child, and you got to have how much money to fly out? Ooh, child. We got to make the house payment, got the car payment. Child, we struggling to make it. How we supposed to come up with this money? And you got to go wrestle with somebody in the court that you ain't never met before. Child, please, can you make it make some sense for me? Can anybody make this make sense? How make this sound good to me? Somebody. I don't think nobody gonna agree with that. But y'all, it's a hot mess out there. People, y'all need to start thinking. It is not worth it, child. It is just not worth it to me. Y'all don't know them people. I don't think Mel gonna keep coming out here trying to tell y'all. She younger than a lot of these people on YouTube. Just trying to tell the people. So what? They said, what about you? So what? In all reality, so what? Child, learn how to get on here, turn on that live button, do what you gonna do, say what you gonna say to the people that's in there with you, child, and move on to the next time you hit that go live button, child. Until then, stop wasting your good old energy behind a bunch of foolery. That's it, the foolery of it all, child. Miss Maria says they stay home and send their to the proceedings. Oh, turn their attorney, send their attorney to the proceedings. Mm, hmm. That's still a lot. I shouldn't even have to have an attorney. Why should I have to get an attorney behind somebody I don't know? I ain't never met these people before. Well, did they say this about you? They sure did. They sure did. And what did you do? I responded. And then what happened when you responded? Here we are. Child, it is not making no sense to me, child. It is not making no sense. But for the people that didn't hear, you know what Mayor had to say was it yesterday? The other day. Go on over there and listen to it, y'all. For the people that needs another little taste of another little boost or something, child, to just help you process this stuff. Leave them people alone. Let them people be. Child, when you learn to say they talked about Jesus Christ, so who am I, child? I promise you, your life gonna be so much better. Ooh, child, it'd be so much better. Peace, child. You talking about the peace that surpasses all understanding? Ooh, mm. Learn how to enjoy these last few days, child. You don't know how long you're gonna be here. Don't have no idea how long we're gonna be here. And I ain't about to spend no time arguing with the people. Mm. Child, it's so funny to me when I think about that one lady that's so mad, child. She be mad because the people be saying, "Who that show ain't coming back on?" She get three shaded hot. I don't know why she be getting so mad about that right there, though. Ooh, her clap back is y'all wait. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. We ain't about to see nothing. We ain't about to study that. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go down here, check on some things right quick and stuff. So I said, let me come on up here real quick, get my little and let the people know, let the people process and wonder whether or not Porsha gonna get paid. Is Simon gonna pay Porsha? Is Simon gonna pay Porsha? Porsha, girl, I'm about to call you a little later on today. Miss Maria says now if they don't like my wig or dress, oh well. But when you start attacking my character, my cheering, my mom, and our business, I think that's what it said, this thing in my way. Business, now we have a problem. Child. You said a whole mouthful right there. That's it, that's all. But don't you think if you just process the fact that you can't stop them people from talking, don't you think that'll make things better, make you feel better or something? If you know, okay, what can I really do? How can I stop these people? And once you say I can't, Don't you think you just need to move on with your life or something? I'm just asking a question. That's what it seemed like to me. Child, I cannot. But anyway, y'all, I ain't got no more right now. I'm about to get up off of here. I got some things to do. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for popping in. Spread the word, y'all. Spread the word, for the people that didn't hear Mel again. Tell them to go on over there and listen and really process what she's saying. Stop rah-rahing with the people, child. The people is not worth it at all. Leave them folks alone, child. Take heed of what happened last weekend. These people are losing their life, child. They didn't have no idea that they probably would run up on something like this, and this would be what has happened, child. I cannot. But anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. I'm gonna catch y'all a little later on today. Y'all have a good Saturday. Bye.